My name is John McClain. I was born and raised in Sin City, Las Vegas, and I'm a competition speed shooter, multi-gunner, subtle dresser, and graceful goofball. Now, I'm starting a new adventure, learning how to hunt. Come along with me as I get help from my family and friends and learn what it means to be an outdoorsman. And I'm gonna need all the help I can get. This is Fancy Pants Shooter Outdoors.
Well, good morning. Today, we're actually going out to the 40 property where my hanging stand is. One, because the wind is going to be more beneficial out there than it is at the new property. And then two, they're harvesting at the new property. So I don't want to be hiking in with tractors and all that stuff going, and then, you know, there's a lot of stuff that's happening during the harvest. I don't necessarily think it'll encourage a lot of deer movement. So we're gonna head out to the old property, jump up in the hanging stand, see if anything comes walking on by. It's been a while since I checked the cameras either way, so that'll be a good indicator as to if there's been anything walking through that property or not. But let's get to it.
Well, hello. Nice to see your bright and shining faces this morning. Got in a little earlier than I was really expecting, so hung out in the dark with my thoughts. And all my other bodily noises. Either way, when we first got in, I got in the stand, settled down, and I had something come walk right behind me. But I mean, it was still like 45 minutes from shooting light. I couldn't see anything, but it's like 42 degrees. It's not too cold. Not sure what the deer movement's gonna look like, but squirrel movement's looking good. Well, it's about 8:45. About 20 minutes ago, I had a doe come through the property. Didn't get real close to me, but and she was a smaller, younger doe as well, so haven't seen or heard much of anything other than, squirrels. But still, again, any time I get a chance to come out and, have some kind of an interaction with the deer, it's still a fun morning. I had the doe come through earlier. But not too long ago, I had a kitty cat come through. And now, the cat went into the property line. He was laying low for a bit. And then just chased after a squirrel so you can hear them chittering away now, cussing the cat out. I don't know, part of me wanted the cat to catch him, but it's almost 10:30. Just not seeing anything, not hearing anything. Even the squirrels have calmed down and stuff. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pack it on up, head on down, and head home. Have some food to eat, and then I have a witch's costume to put on so we can try and go win the little one a costume contest. It's gonna be fun. This will all be shaven because I have to play Winnie from Hocus Pocus the Witch. Alright. Let's start getting packed up and head on out.
It is not going to be an extremely cold day today. And there's something that I've always wanted to do since I've started this channel. And it was to prove how easy it was to go out and get involved with hunting and that whole mindset of want versus need. One of the things I've always been curious about is, do you need camouflage? Well, here at FPS Outdoors, or Fancy Pants Shooter Outdoors, we're gonna test the theory today. I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is and where my logo is. And
So if you ever wondered what FPS stood for in FPS Outdoors, it's not feet per second like you would think for ammunition or anything like that. It stands for Fancy Pants Shooter. So the point I wanted to try and make today is that while I'm wearing these goofy ass pants, we're gonna see if we can get a deer to come by, maybe even kill one. Because camo helps, but you gotta remember, our grandparents and our great-grandparents, man, they killed a lot of things wearing jeans and flannel. Well, not like my parents or our grandparents, because they didn't hunt, but still, you get the point. All right, well, just to be perfectly honest about how this morning went, I actually wanted to be on the north part of this field that's just to the west of me. And I thought I had a couple options available to me as far as trees that I could get up into, where I could be just inside the tree line, but I could still get an open shot of the field. And those trees were a lot wider and rounder once I got up close. So one of them, even though I was able to get my sticks around it, I couldn't get my platform strap around it because it was just too wide. So I had to tear everything down from there. And at that point, the sky was starting to get light. So I just went ahead and came back to the original tree that I knew I could get into. That sits on this little funnel path from the small field on the northwest to the bigger field. And we'll just kind of sit here. Today's gonna be a warm day. I mean, I'm just wearing my sweater, and I mean, it was like 62 when I got out here, so not very cold at all. But there's like 7 days of rain incoming. And not that I'm afraid to hunt in the rain, but the next couple of days are rain with warm temperatures. So I'm really guessing that it's not going to be super good. However, about 4 days in or so, temperature's supposed to drop to like the 40s. So we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, frustrating morning, but now that I'm all set up and settled, it's nice and relaxing. except for the part where I'm having to, talk to you guys on my camera. I'm just a little curious. On one of my trail cameras that we collected the cards on, at least at the other property, I actually got video of two smaller bucks kind of sparring, not fighting, but so I'm just interested to see if they would respond or not. See if they'll come investigate. Well, it's about 8:45. Still nothing deer related. Plenty of squirrel related. But again, I didn't come out expecting much today. I just wanted to try and get another sit in the saddle. Just trying to gain some more experience up. Couple things I've improved on. One was that the way the strap is set up for my gear, I got that squared away with how I like it. 2, how my backpack hangs, I got that squared away. And 3, it's a lot easier, just the system of putting it all together and on the tree and getting yourself attached. So the more you use it, the more efficient you'll become, the faster you can be. But squirrels are doing parkour. So, really, I mean, my only complaint is that the deer aren't around. Which I know seems like a big thing when you're deer hunting, but just being outside, being in nature. It's hard to beat these views with this soundtrack. Just didn't have any action in that spot today, but again, it wasn't the spot I wanted to be in. I wanted to be in that corner. But I mean, basically this whole spot behind me is a giant field. So this is actually a smaller field that sits. It's about a quarter the size of the big field that's on the other side over there. So, just trying to find the pathways from field to field to field that's within timber that a deer might use to travel in. But even if you find a good path, you have to find a good tree to get into. So we're gonna try and locate and mark some trees. So in the future, I know exactly where I need to go. Boy, those pants are bright, huh? Okay, so there's a field just on the other side of this timber here. It looks like it's a pretty good bedding area. Nice tall grass. And then over that way is the field where all the soybeans were that were just harvested. So I think this spot in here is gonna be a good spot to cross. Which means I gotta get in there, try and find some game trails. So we're gonna make that happen right now. Alright, so I found one location a little further up as I'm continuing to investigate. I've got a scrape that actually looks pretty fresh right here. So I'm gonna try and find a good tree that I can climb up into if I decide to come into this area and keep an eye over that. process of trying to find another scrape along the line. Pretty certain I came across a bedding area. Well, crap. I just spooked a doe about 30 yards away. So now I know this is a doe bedding area.
Well, so, you know, hiking in the property, scouting trees and stuff to climb up into, I was able to find one scrape, and then I found the doe bedding area. And then I probably scared a very big doe out of the doe bedding area. But on the way to go get my trail camera that I had set up right here at the funnel to go put it over the scrape and to see what I can find, I actually found 2 more scrapes. So now I know where the scrape line is, and it happens to be, well, it was about 40 to 50 yards south of the tree I've been sitting in. So hiked in, found a decent path to get in when I have a north wind, and found a couple trees that would suit my purposes of getting up and concealing me pretty good. So we're gonna let the rain come. I'm feeling raindrops falling on my head, and we'll see what happens in a couple days. But update to the Hawk saddle kit. Yet again, I mean, sat in it for 4 hours. It's comfy. I'm not sure. Look, it may be because I haven't tried any of the expensive ones, or maybe because I'm just super easy to please. I'm comfortable in it. I don't have any issues. No hip pinch. I mean, I think the platform leaves a little something to be desired with some different geometry, so you can maybe get some different leverage on it when you're, you know, swinging around the tree and stuff. But other than that, I love it. I think it's a fantastic option for a beginning saddle hunter. Hey puppies. Hey puppies. So if you're nervous about it, then, you know, be nervous. But I'm telling you my personal experience. I wore it in this morning. I'm wearing it in, or I'm wearing it out. I haven't taken it off, and I'm perfectly 100% comfortable.